Narayanam namaskritya naram chayam narotam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam nashtaprayeshu vanteshu nityam bhagavata sevayam bhagavati uttam shloke bhaktir bhavati naistiki. Continuing with the discussion on Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya Lila, chapter 12, the loving dealings between Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Jagadananda. So far we discussed how all the devotees would come to Jagannath Puri, invite Mahaprabhu for prasadam and different pastimes of Mahaprabhu. And they all left after spending 4 months of Chaturmas. Now Jagadananda. पूर्व वर्ष जगदानंद आई देखी बारे प्रभु आज्ञा लया आइला नदिया नगारे. The previous year, Jagadanand Pandit, following the Lord's order, had returned to the city of Nadia to see Shachimata. Aira charan yai kari lavandana Jagannathir vastra prasad gaila nivedan. When he arrived, he offered prayers at the lotus feet and then offered her the cloth and prasadam of Lord Jagannath. प्रभुर नामे माता रे दंडवत कहिला प्रभुर विनती स्तुति माता रे कही. He offered obeisances to Shati Mata in the name of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and informed her of all the Lord's submissive prayers to her. Jagadanande paya mata anandita mane teho prabhur katha kahe shune ratri dine. Jagadanand's coming pleased Mother Shachi very much. As he talked of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, she listened day and night. Jagadananda kahe mata kona kona dine tomare tha ashi prabhu kare na bhojan. Jagadanand Pandit said, my dear mother, sometimes the Lord comes here and eats all the food you have offered. Bhojan kariya kahe anandita haya mata aji khaya yaila akantha puriya. After eating the food, the Lord says, today mother has fed me up to my neck. Ami ai bhojan kari mata nahi jane sakshate khai ami teho swapna he namane. I go there and eat the food my mother offers, but she cannot understand that I am eating it directly. She thinks that this is a dream. Mata kahe kat randhi uttam avyanjanam Nimai iha khaya icha hai mauramana. Shachimata said, I wish Nimai would eat all the nice vegetables I cook. That is my desire. Nimai khaya che aiche hai mauramana. Pache jnana hai mui. Dekhinu swapana. Sometimes I think that Nimai has eaten them, but afterwards I think that I was only dreaming. Ei mata Jagadananda Shachi mata sahane Chaitanyera Sukha Katha Kahe Ratri Dine. In this way, Jagadanand Pandit and Mother Shachi talked day and night about the happiness of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Nadiyara Bhakta Gane Sabare Milila Jagadananda Paya Sabe Anandita Hila. Jagadanand Pandit met all the other devotees in Nadia. They were all very happy to have him present. Acharya milite tabe gela Jagadananda, Jagadanande paya haila Acharya Ananda. Jagadanand Pandit thereafter went to meet Advaitacharya, who was also very happy to see him. Vasudev Murari Gupta Jagadanande paya Anande rakhila ghare nadena chadiya. Vasudev Datta and Murari Gupta were so pleased to see Jagadanand Pandit that they kept him at their homes and would not allow him to leave. Chaitanya marma katha shune tar mukhe apana pasare sabe Chaitanya katha sukhe. They heard confidential narrations about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from the mouth of Jagadanand Pandit and forgot themselves in the great happiness of hearing about the Lord. जगदानंद मिलिते जाए सही भक्त घरे, सही सही भक्त सुखे आपन पासारे. When Jagdanand Pandit went to visit a devotee's house, that devotee immediately forgot himself in great happiness. चैतन्य प्रेम पात्र जगदानंद धन्य यारे मिले सही माने भाईलू chaitanya. All glories to Jagdanand Pandit. He is so favored by Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that anyone who meets him thinks, now I have gotten the association of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu directly. शिवानंद सेन गृह यहाँ रहीला, चंदन आदि तैला तहाँ एकमात्र कहीला. Jagdanand Pandit stayed at the house of Shivanand Sen for some time, and they prepared about 16 seers of scented sandalwood oil. So I don't know what is a seer, but okay, ek matra, 16 seers, or about 15 kilograms, 15 kilos of sandalwood oil. Wow. सुगंधि करिया तैला गागरी भरिया, नीला चले लाया आइला जतन करिया. They filled a large earthen pot with aromatic oil, and with great care, Jagdanand Pandit brought it to Nilachal, Jagannath Puri. 15 kilos of sandalwood oil, and not like he was bringing it with a train or something. I don't know how he brought it to Jagannath Puri. Govindera Thai Taila, Dhari Yara Kina, Prabhu Ange Diha Taila, Govinde Kahina. This oil was placed in the care of Govinda, and Jagadanand requested him, please rub this oil on the body of the Lord. Tabhe Prabhu Thai Govinda Kaila Nivedana, Jagadanand Chandanadi Kaila Aniyachen. Govind therefore told Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Jagdanand Pandit has brought some scented sandalwood oil. तार इच्छा प्रभु अल्प मस्तक लगाया, पित्त वायु व्याधि प्रकोप शांत हाया जाय. It is his desire that your lordship apply a little of this oil on your head, so that blood pressure due to bile and air will be considerably diminished. एक कलश सुगंधि तैल गोड़े ते करिया, इहा यानी याचे बहु जतन करिया. He prepared a large jug of it in Bengal, and with great care he has brought it here. Prabhu kahe, sannyasir nahi taila dikara, tahate sugandhi taila paramandikara. The Lord replied, a sannyasi has no use for oil, especially perfumed oil such as this. Take it out immediately. According to Raghunandan Bhattacharya, the spokesman for the Smartha regulative principles, one who smears oil on his body while observing a vow in conjunction with the ritual, while bathing in the morning, while performing the Shraddha ceremony, or on Dwadashi day, may as well pour wine over his body. Therefore, oil should be rejected. The word vrata or vow is sometimes understood to refer to sannyas vrata. Raghunandan Bhattacharya has also said in his book Tithi Tattva that clarified butter or ghee, mustard oil, floral oil, and boiled oil may be used only by grihasthas or householders. So strict. Sannyas ashram regulations are so strict. Jagannathe deha taila deepa jena jwale, tara parishrama haiva parama safale. Deliver this oil to the temple of Jagannath, where it may be burnt in the lamps. In this way, Jagannath's labor in manufacturing the oil, Jagdanand's labor in manufacturing the oil will be perfectly successful. Ei katha Govinda, Jagadanandera kahila, mon kari rahila pandit kichu na kahila. When Govinda informed Jagadanand Pandit of this message, Jagadanand remained silent, not saying even a word. Now, this Jagadanand, now to understand his background, he is Satyabhama from Dwarka. So, Rukmani Devi in Dwarka, she is calm, but Satyabhama is very angry. And same mood has come here with Jagdanand Pandit. दिन दश गेले गोविंद जनाइला आर बार पंडितेर इच्छा तैला प्रभु करे अंगीकार. When 10 days had passed, Govinda again told Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it is a desire of Jagdanand Pandit that your lordship accept the oil. Shuni Prabhu kahe kichu sakaro davachana mardaniya ek rakha karite mardana. When the Lord heard this, he angrily said, why not keep a masseur to massage me? Ei sukha lagi ami karilu sannyasa amara sarva nashatoma sabara parihasa. Have I taken sannyas for such happiness? Accepting this oil would bring my ruination and all of you would laugh. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu declared himself a strict sannyasi. A sannyasi is not supposed to take help from anyone. Retaining a masseur to give him massages would indicate his dependence on others. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to follow very strictly the principle of not accepting anyone's help for his bodily comfort. So strict. Pathe yaite taila gandha mora jai pabe, dari sannyasi kari amare kahibe. If someone passing on the road smelled this oil on my head, he would think me a dari sannyasi, a tantric sannyasi who keeps women. Shuni Prabhur Vakya Govinda Mon Karila, Prata Kale Jagadananda Prabhu Sthani Aila. Hearing these words of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Govinda remained silent. The next morning, Jagadananda went to see the Lord. Prabhu kahe Pandit Taila Anila Goda Haite, Amita Sannyasi Taila Naparila Ite. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said to Jagadanand Pandit, my dear Pandit, you have brought me some oil from Bengal, but since I am in the renounce order, I cannot accept it. Jagadananda Dehalaya Deepa Yena Jwal. I'm sorry, I'm messing up between Jagadanand and Jagannath. Jagannath Dehalaya Deepa Yena Jwale, Tomare Sakal Shrama Haibe Safale. Deliver the oil to the temple of Jagannath so that it may be burned in the lamps. Thus your labor in preparing the oil will be fruitful. Pandit kahe ke tumhare kahe mithya vani, ami goda haite tail kabu nahi aani. Jagadanand Pandit replied, who tells you all these false stories? I never brought any oil from Bengal. Now he is angry. Ete bali ghar haite taila kalash laya. Prabhur aage anginate felila bhangiya. Ho gaya. After saying this, Jagadanand Pandit took the jug of oil from the room and threw it down before Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the courtyard and broke it. Taila bhangi sai pathe nij ghar giya, shuya rahila ghare kapata khiliya. After breaking the jug, Jagadanand Pandit returned to his residence, bolted the door and lay down. तृतीय दिवसे प्रभु तार द्वारे आया, उठा पंडित करी कहे न डाकी. 3 days later, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to the door of his room and said, my dear Jagadanand Pandit, please get up. Aji bhiksha deva mae kari arandhane, madhyane asi bae yai darshan. I want you personally to cook my lunch today. I am going now to see the Lord in the temple. I shall return at noon. Ete bali Prabhu gela pandit uthila, snana kari nana vyanjan randhana karila. After Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said this and left, Jagadanand Pandit got up from his bed, bathed and began to cook varieties of vegetables. Madhyana kariya Prabhu aila bhojane, pada prakshalana kari dilena sane. After finishing his noontime ritualistic duties, the Lord arrived for lunch. Jagadanand Pandit washed the Lord's feet and gave the Lord a sitting place. Sagrit Shalyan Kala Pate Stupa Kaila Kalar Donga Bhari Vyanjan Chodike Dharila. He had cooked fine rice, mixed it with ghee and piled it high on a banana leaf. There are also varieties of vegetables placed all around in pots made of banana tree bark. अन्न व्यंजन पुरी तुलसी मंजारी जगन्नाथेर पीठा पाया आगे आने धारी. On the rice and vegetables of tulsi flowers, and in front of the Lord were cakes of sweet rice and other prasadam. Jagannath. प्रभु कहे द्वितीय पाते बड़ अन्न व्यंजन तुम्हारे अमाय आजी एकत्र करीब भोजन. The Lord said, spread another leaf with the helping of rice and vegetables so that you and I may take lunch together. हस्त तुले रहेन प्रभु न करेन भोजन तबे पंडित कहेन के छू सप्रेम वचन. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu kept his hands raised and would not accept the prasadam until Jagadanand Pandit, with great affection and love, spoke the following words. आपने प्रसाद लाया पाछे मुई लाई तुम्हारा आग्रह आमी के मने खंडी. Please first take prasadam yourself and I shall eat later. I shall not refuse your request. तबे महाप्रभु सुखे भोजन वसीला व्यंजनेर स्वाद पाया कहिते लागीला. In great happiness, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then accepted the lunch. When he had tasted the vegetables, he again began to speak. Krodha vesher paker hai aiche swada eita janiya tomar Krishnera prasada. Even when you cook in an angry mood, he said, the food is very delicious. This shows how pleased Krishna is with you. आपने खाइबे कृष्ण ताहर लागी तुम्हार हस्ते पाक कराए उत्तम करी. Because he will personally eat the food, Krishna makes you cook so nicely. आइछे अमृत अन्न कृष्ण कर समर्पण तुम्हार भाग्येर सीमा की करे वर्णन. You offer such nectarian rice to Krishna, who can estimate the limit of your fortune? पंडित कहे ये खाइबे से ये से पाक करता आमी सब केवल मात्रा सामग्री आहरता. Jagdanand Pandit replied, he who will eat has cooked this. As far as I am concerned, I simply collect the ingredients. पुनः पुनः पंडित नाना व्यंजन परिवेश भाई किछु न बलेन प्रभु खाए न हरीश. Jagdanand Pandit continued to offer the Lord varieties of vegetables. Out of fear, the Lord said nothing, but continued eating happily. आग्रह करिया पंडित कराई भोजन आर दिन हईते भोजन हईले 10 गुण. Jagdanand Pandit eagerly forced the Lord to eat so much that he ate 10 times more than on other days. बार बार प्रभु उठिते करे न मन सही काले पंडित परिवेशे व्यंजन. Again and again, when the Lord wished to get up, Jagdanand Pandit would feed him more vegetables. किछु बलिते नारे न प्रभु खाए न तरह से न कहिले जगदानंद करीबे उपवास. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu dared not forbid him to feed him more. He just continued eating, fearful that Jagdanand would fast if he stopped. तबे प्रभु कहन करे विनय सम्मान 10 गुण खाय लाए बेकर समाधान. At last the Lord respectfully submitted. My dear Jagdanand, you have already made me eat 10 times more than I am supposed to. Now please stop. तबे महाप्रभु उठी कैलाच मान पंडित नीला मुखवास माल्या चंदन. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stood up and washed his hands and mouth, while Jagdanand Pandit brought spices, a garland, and a sandalwood pulp. चंदनादि लया प्रभु वसीला से स्थाने आमार आगे आजी तुम्ही कराह भोजाने. Accepting the sandalwood pulp and garland, the Lord sat down and said, now in front of me you must eat. पंडित कहे प्रभु यही करुण विश्राम मुई एवे लाइबा प्रसाद करी समाधान. Jagdanand replied, my Lord, you go take rest. I shall take prasadam after I finish making some arrangements. रसुईरा कार्य कर्या छे रमाई रघुनाथ यहाँ सबाई देते चाहे किछु व्यंजन पात. Ramai Pandit and Raghunath Bhatt did the cooking and I want to give them some rice and vegetables. प्रभु कहन गोविंद तुम्ही यहाँ ही रही बा, पंडित भोजन कैले हमारे कही बा. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then told Govinda, you remain here when the Pandit has taken his food, come inform me. Ete kahi Mahaprabhu karila kamana, Govindera Pandit kichu kahi na vachan. After Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had said this and left, Jagdanand Pandit spoke to Govinda. Tumi shigra yaha karite pada samvahane, kahiya Pandit ebe, vasila bhojane. Go quickly and massage the Lord's feet, he said. You may tell him the Pandit has just sat down to take his meal. तुम्हारे प्रभुर शेष राखी मुधरी, प्रभु निद्रा गेले तुम्ही खाही आसी. I shall keep some remnants of the Lord's food for you. When he is asleep, come and take your portion. Ramai Nandai Yar Govind Raghunath, Sabare Vantiya Dila, Prabhu Vyanjan Bhat. Jagdanand Pandit thus distributed remnants of the Lord's food to Ramai, Nandai, Govind, and Raghunath Bhatt. आपने प्रभुर शेष करी लभो जान, तबे गोविंदेरे प्रभु पाठाइला पुना. He also personally ate the remnants of food left by Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then the Lord again sent Govinda. देख जगदानंद प्रसाद पाए कि न पाए, शीघ्र आसी समाचार कहिबे आमाय. The Lord told him, go see whether Jagdanand Pandit is eating. Then quickly return and let me know. गोविंदासी देखी कहिला पंडितेर भोजन, तबे महाप्रभु स्वस्थ करेला शयन. Seeing that Jagdanand Pandit was indeed eating, Govinda informed the Lord, who then became peaceful and went to sleep. Jagdanande Prabhu te preme chale mate, satya bhama Krishna yaiche shuni bhagavate. The affectionate, loving exchanges between Jagdanand Pandit and Lord Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continued in this manner, exactly like the exchanges between Satyabhama and Lord Krishna related in Srimad Bhagavatam. Jagdanandera Sobhagera Kekahi Basima, Jagdanandera Sobhagera Tena Se Upama. Who can estimate the limit of Jagdanand Pandit's fortune? He himself is an example of his own great fortune. Jagdanandera prema vivarta shune ye jana, premera swarupa jane, paye prema dhana. Anyone who hears about the loving exchanges between Jagdanand Pandit and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or who reads Jagdanand's book, Prem Vivarta, can understand what love is. Moreover, he achieves ecstatic love of Krishna. The word Vivarta means accepting something to be the opposite of what it appears. Here, Jagdanand Pandit appeared very angry, but this anger was a manifestation of his great love for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Prem Vivart is also the name of a book written by Jagdanand Pandit. Therefore, the author of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, uses the words Prem Vivart to refer to one who reads the book or hears about Jagdanand Pandit's loving dealings with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In either case, such a person very soon achieves love of Krishna. Shirup Raghunath Pade Jara Asa, Chaitanya Charitamrita Kahe Krishna Dasa. Praying at the lotus feet of Shri Rupa and Shri Raghunath, always residing in Sri I Krishnadas narrate Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita, following in the footsteps. So thus end the Bhaktivedanta purpose of Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya Lila, 12th chapter, describing Jagdanand Pandit's loving dealings with Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we can go to next chapter, chapter 13, Pastimes with Jagdanand Pandit and Raghunath Bhatt Goswami. Krishna Vicheta Jatartya Kshine Chapi Manastanu Dadhate Fulatam Bhaved Yasya Tam Goram Ashray. Let me take shelter at the lotus feet of Lord Gorjan. His mind became exhausted and his body very thin from the pain of separation from Krishna. But when he felt ecstatic love for the Lord, he again became fully developed. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. All glories to Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all glories to Nityanand Prabhu, all glories to Advaita Acharya, and all glories to all the devotees of the Lord. Hinamate Mahaprabhu, Jagadananda Sange, Nana Mate Aswadhya, Premira Tarange. In this way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would taste various transcendental relationships of pure love in the company of Jagadananda Pandit. Krishna vichede dukhe, क्षीण मन काहे, भावावेश प्रभु कबू प्रफुल्लित हाय. The unhappiness of separation from Krishna exhausts the Lord's mind and reduces the structure of his body. But when he felt emotions of ecstatic love, he again became developed and healthy. Kalara saralate shayan ati kshina kai, saralate hard jalage vyatha hai. Because he was very thin when he lay down to rest on the dry bark of plantain trees, it caused him pain in his bones. So he was lying down to take rest on the dry bark of plantain trees. देखी सब भक्त गण महादुख पाए, सहित नारे जगदानंद सृजीला उपाय. All the devotees felt very unhappy to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in pain. Indeed, they could not tolerate it. Then Jagadanand Pandit devised a remedy. Sukshma vastra ani gorik diya rangaila, shimulira tula diya tahapuraila. He acquired some fine cloth and colored it with red oxide. Then he filled it with cotton from a shimul tree. Ekatuli balish govindera hate dila, prabhure shoyaya ihai, tahare kahila. In this way he made a quilt and a pillow, which he then gave to Govinda, saying, ask the Lord to lie on this. स्वरूप गोसाई के कहे जगदानंद, आजी आपने यहाँ प्रभु रे कराही यशयान. Jagadanand said to Swarup Damodar Goswami, today please personally persuade Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to lie down on the bed. Shayanera kale Swarup taha irahi, tuli balish dekhi Prabhu krodhavishta haila. When it was time for the Lord to go to bed, Swarup Damodar stayed nearby. But when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw the quilt and pillow, he was immediately very angry. Govindera pocheniha karaya kona jana, Jagadanandera nama shuni, sango lamana. The Lord inquired from Govinda, who has made this? And Govinda named Jagadanand Pandit. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was somewhat fearful. Govindera kahi say, tuli dur kahi, kalara sharla upar shayana karila. After asking Govinda to put aside the quilt and pillow, the Lord lay down on the dry plantain bark. Swarup kahe tomar ichha ke kahite pari, shayya upekshile, pandit dukh pave bhari. Swarup Damodar said to the Lord, I cannot contradict you, Supreme Will, my Lord, but if you do not accept the bedding, Jagadanand Pandit will feel great unhappiness. प्रभु कहन खाट एक आना पाड़ी थे, जगदानंद चाहे आमाए विषय भूल जाई थे. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, you might as well bring a bedstead here for me to lie. Jagadanand wants me to enjoy material happiness. Sannyasi manush amar bhumi te shayana, amare khat tuli balish, mastaka mundan. I am in the renounced order, and therefore I must lie on the floor. For me to use a bedstead, a quilt, a pillow would be very shameful. Swarup Gosai Asi Pandite Kahila, Shuni Jagadananda Mane Mahadukha Pahila. When Swarup Damodar returned and related all these incidents, Jagadanand Pandit felt very unhappy. Swarup Gosai Tabbe Srijila Prakara, Kadaliras Shushka Patra, Anila Apam. Then Swarup Damodar Goswami devised another method. First, he secured a large quantity of dry banana leaves. Nakhe chiri chiri taha ati sukshma kaila, prabhur bahir vash duite Se sab bharila. He then tore the leaves into very fine fibers with his nails and filled two of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's outer garments with the fibers. Ei mat dui kaila oda na padani, angikara kaila Prabhu aneka jatan. In this way, Swarup Damodar made some bedding and a pillow, and after much endeavor by the devotees, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted them. ताते शयन करें प्रभु देखी सबे सुखी जगदानंद भीतरे क्रोध बाहरे महादुखी. Everyone was happy to see the Lord lie down on the bed, but Jagadanand was inwardly angry and externally he appeared very unhappy. पूर्वे जगदानंदेर इच्छा वृंदावन जाई प्रभु आज्ञा न देना तारे पारे चली. Formerly, when Jagadanand Pandit had desired to go to Vrindavan, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had not given him permission, and therefore he could not go. Bhitarer krodha dukha prakashana kaila Mathura jaite Prabhu sthani agya magila. Now concealing his anger and unhappiness, Jagadanand Pandit again asked Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for permission to go to Mathura. प्रभु कहे मथुरा जाइबा आमाय क्रोध करी आमाय दोष लगाया तुम्ही हाइबा भिखारी. With great affection, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, if you are angry with me when you go to Mathura, you will merely become a beggar and criticize me. Jagadanand kahe Prabhu thari acharan purva haite ichha mora jaite vrindavan. Grasping the Lord's feet, Jagadanand Pandit then said, for a long time I have desired to go to Vrindavan. Prabhu agya nahi tate napari aite, ebe agya deha avashya yaim nishite. I could not go without your Lordship's permission. Now you must give me permission and I shall certainly go there. Prabhu prite tara gaman na kare nangikara, teho Prabhu ruthai agya mage bar bar. Because of affection for Jagadanand Pandit, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would not permit him to depart. But Jagadanand Pandit repeatedly insisted that the Lord give him permission to go. Swarup Gosai Re Pandit Kaila Nivedana Purve Haite Vrindavan Yaite Moraman. Jagadanand then submitted a plea to Swarup Damodar Goswami. For a very long time he said, I have wanted to go to Vrindavan. प्रभु आज्ञा बिना तहा याइते न पारी एवे आज्ञा न देन मोरे क्रोधे यह बाली. I cannot go there, however, without the Lord's permission, which at present he denies. He says, you are going because you are angry. Sahajai mor taha jaite man hai Prabhu agya laya deha kariye vina. Naturally, I have a desire to go to Vrindavan. Therefore, please humbly request him to grant his permission. तबे स्वरूप गोसाई कहे प्रभु रचराने जगदानंदेर इच्छा बड़ा जाइते वृंदावाने. Thereafter, Swarup Damodar Goswami submitted his plea at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Jagadanand Pandit intensely desires to go to Vrindavan. तुम्हारे ठाई आज्ञा ते हो मांगे बार बार आज्ञा देह मथुरा देखी ऐसे एक बार. He begs for your permission again and again. Therefore, please permit him to go to Mathura and then return. Aire dekhite aiche gaud desh jai, taiche ek bar Vrindavan dekhi jai. You permitted him to go to see Mother Shachi in Bengal, and you may similarly permit him to go see Vrindavan and then return here. Swarup Gosai bole Prabhu agya dila, Jagadanande bolaya tare shikhaila. At the request of Swarup Damodar Goswami, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu granted Jagadanand Pandit permission to go. The Lord sent for him and instructed him as follows. Varanasi Paryanta Swachande Jaive Pathe Age Savadhane Yaiva Kshatriya Desathe. You may go as far as Varanasi without encountering disturbances. But beyond Varanasi, you should be very careful to travel on the path. in the company of the Kshatriyas. In those days, the path from Varanasi to Vrindavan was infested with robbers, and therefore they were Kshatriyas to protect travelers. केवल गोड़िया पाइले बाट पाड़ करी बांधे सब लूटी बांधी राखे याइते विरोध है. As soon as the plunderers on the road see a Bengali traveling alone, they take everything from him, arrest him, and do not let him go. Bengalis are generally not very stout and strong. Therefore, when a lone Bengali traverses the roads of Bihar, the plunderers on the road capture him, rob all of his belongings, and kidnap him for their own service. According to one opinion, the rogues of Bihar know very well that Bengalis are intelligent. Therefore, these thieves generally force the Bengalis into service requiring intelligence and do not allow them to leave. Mathura gele sanatana sangai rahiba, Mathura Swami sabera charana vandiba. When you reach Mathura, you should remain with Sanatan Goswami and offer respectful obeisances to the feet of all the leading men there. Dure rahi bhakti kariha sange na rahiba, tasabara achara cheshta laite nariba. Do not mix freely with the residents of Mathura. Show them respect from a distance, because you are on a different platform of devotional service. You cannot adopt their behavior and practices. The residents of Vrindavan and Mathura are devotees of Krishna in parental affection, and their feelings always conflict with the opinions of Smartha Brahmins. Devotees who worship Krishna in opulence cannot understand the parental devotional feelings of the residents of Mathura and Vrindavan, who follow the path of spontaneous love. Devotees on the platform of Vidhi Marga may understand the activities of those on the platform of Raga Marga. Therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed Jagdanand Pandit to remain apart from the residents of Vrindavan, who were spontaneous devotees, so as not to become disrespectful towards them. Sanatan sange kariha vandarshan, Sanatanera sangena, chadi bhaye kikshan. Visit all 12 forests of Vrindavan in the company of Sanatan Goswami. Do not leave his association for even a moment. Oh, strict instructions. Shigra asiha tahana rahila chirakala, Govardhanena chadiha dekhite gopala. You should remain in Vrindavan for only a short time and then return here as soon as possible. Also, do not climb Govardhan hill to see the Gopal deity. In his Amrit Prabha Bhashya, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur advises that one avoid remaining in Vrindavan for a very long time. As the saying goes, familiarity breeds contempt. If one stays in Vrindavan for many days, he may fail to maintain proper respect for its inhabitants. Therefore, those who have not attained the stage of spontaneous love for Krishna should not live in Vrindavan very long. It is better for them to make short visits. One should also avoid climbing Govardhan hill to see the Gopal deity. Since Govardhan hill itself is identical with Gopal, one should not step on the hill or touch it with his feet. One may see Gopal when he goes elsewhere. So, instructions for us too, so not to stay in Vrindavan for many days and not to touch or go on the top of Govardhan hill or touch the hill with our feet. Amiya asiteche kahi hai sanatan, amara tare ek sthan ye na kare Vrindavan. Inform Sanatan Goswami that I am coming to Vrindavan for a second time and that he should therefore arrange a place for me to stay. Ete bali Jagdanand Kaila Alingana, Jagdanand Chalila Prabhu Vandiya Charan. After saying this, the Lord embraced Jagdanand Pandit, who then worshipped the Lord's lotus feet and started for Vrindavan. Sab bhakta gana thai agya mangila, van pathe chali chali Varanasi aila. He took permission from all the devotees and then departed. Traveling on the forest path, he soon reached Varanasi. Okay, so we'll take a rest of the story tomorrow. See anybody has any questions or comments.
Nice class,
You,
Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
thank you, Mata. You all have a safe and wonderful day. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri
Hare
Ram.
Krishna. Jai